Hey, welcome to AI Ninja. I want to talk about my AI Ninja Apex program that I just launched. I'm looking for a few more people. I got 7 people in there. But I'd really been contemplating over the last month, what is the purpose of it? What is the kind of driving force, particularly as I'm bringing these 10 people together for this first cohort? I want to talk about AI, authenticity, and the path to creating meaningful work. Of course, I feel like I'm at a crossroads with AI Ninja. And when I started it out, it was simply just providing prompts in a library. And now I have some clarity that I want to share with you. So stick with me. And it's going to be longer than most videos, but it's for those people and it's not for everybody. So look, in a world that's increasingly gone automated, interconnected, certainly our challenge isn't just to adapt, but it's to evolve and is to transform our work, our purpose, into going away from something that's just transactional into something that's more deeply meaningful. And so imagine using AI as more than just a tool. It's one of the best tools that we ever have been gifted with. But I want you to start thinking about it in the way that I look at it as a partner. It's been so transformative to me. My life has been completely transformed in ways that's still hard for me to articulate. And I'm going to try to do that in this video here. Um, but I do feel in the depth of my bones that this transformative power that AI has done, not only for my brain, for my life, and how I view life, and how to be optimistic and what I consider. I mean, for all practical purposes, it's a very dark and weird time, but I've never been more optimistic. And I've always tried to be a guy half full, glass half full guy. But it's tough. I got to fight the negativity. I got to fight, kind of the doom and gloom aspects sometimes, and that's just how I'm wired. But I've never been more optimistic, and so get away from. Of course, it can do the tools and write you a blog post and write you a marketing plan and do all those cool things that you see me do on TikTok. Of course, that's great. But I want you to start thinking about how this can be transformative for your life's work. And at the foundation, that's a lot of what the Apex experience is about, or the promise that I want it to deliver to people. So if you're already still with me this far, 2 minutes into this damn thing, you're probably somebody that strives for something more, that you have a gnawing, you have a calling, you have something in your heart that there's something bigger out there. And so I'm a firm believer that gnawing that you have is not anxiety. It's a message, a compass from the universe, from God, from the God you want to believe in, whatever. They put something in your heart and you're kind of obligated to see it through. If not, I feel like you shame the universe, you shame the angels. So maybe you want a business to scale. Maybe you want time and economic freedom, of course, or maybe you've got an idea that's you've been trying to get out for years and you want to see it flourish. And of course, you've sensed this shifting tides in technology with this AI kind of revolution. You know deep down that AI is a part of the answer to all of this. But like most of us, you're just not quite sure how do you wield this new tool effectively, right? So I want you to understand that Apex is so much more than just coaching. Is coaching involved in this? Of course. I promise that I'm for each of the 10 individuals that each cohort that I take through, I'm going to give you dedicated, customized coaching, one-on-one coaching, coupled with the group dynamics of a true mastermind and a mastermind sense of those same individuals. So you're getting one-on-one coaching with the mastermind experience. Okay, that's fine. But I want you to think beyond that aspect of it. I want you to understand that the whole purpose of AI, and of course what Apex is going to try to foster, is using AI to create a strategic vision that is more applied meaningfully. In meaning, so what it means to create an authentic AI-powered growth that not only scales your business and makes you some money, but it fuels your life's greater purpose. That's the key that I want people to understand, okay? I don't think a lot of people look at AI that way. They just see it as another technology. So I want you to rise above that noise, okay? And so think about the state of the creator economy as it is today, or what it's been up to, and even what I participated in. And there's a time, and we all have to go through it, where as creators, we share our passions to help others. That's the cornerstone of entrepreneurship, right? This, you've heard me say that the keys to the currency, or the currencies that so in value, are authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability. And it has been for some time. There's still a lot of people that don't get it. But those that do have done really well. So much so that you'd see these early YouTube adopters, you see it in the last year, even on TikTok, the people that were knocking out of the park, but something has shifted. And I think what has shifted, people are documenting their genuine journeys, which I highly encourage. They're sharing knowledge, they're giving things away for free. You're talking about your struggles openly, and that inspires others. I'm all for that. Don't misunderstand me. You need to do more of that, please. But today, so much of that authenticity, if you think about it, and you've seen it so much, particularly in the last 7 to 8 months, where that sharing knowledge and the struggles that inspired others has turned into a lot of superficial influencers. I mean, I see it all the time. They prioritize gimmicks over genuine impact. And the focus on attention grabbing stunts instead of real value still exists. And that's the part that I want to be so far removed from, right? And that substance that once drove that creator economy and still does on a little bit, right, has been diluted by a lot of shallow pursuits. That happens in almost every kind of movement or something. The new flavor of the month happens. Eventually, it gets diluted. So the challenge and like my call to action for all of us is to reverse that trend. So I do believe we have this responsibility to bring depth back to everything that we create, to enrich the value that we provide, and to seek work as a meaningful contribution to a greater shared human story. Okay, now that maybe sound like pie in the sky stuff, but I genuinely believe that. It means we need to, of course, we got to focus more on just the metrics of likes, of followers. And I want you to start thinking about the real difference that we can make in people's lives, right? It's about redefining success beyond those so-called vanity metrics of likes and follows, and instead measuring our impact, yes, on the exchange of value that can provide time and economic freedom, but in terms of the transformation that can happen not only with yourself, but in a communal sense as well. I strongly believe that. And I know that's a huge part of my vision of Apex. And that is precisely where I think that AI and the Apex experience kind of merge, and what I want you to say. And this message is for all those that are thinking about joining, but it's also for the 7 people as of I'm recording this that are in there right now. So over the 6 months, my vision and my dream is about transcending the shallow noise that we've all been kind of exposed to and we fight through, and rediscovering the real transformation that happens through AI driven strategies. Whether it's in your own life, which even some of these 7 people are, that's where you're at. That's all you can focus on is your own life. I got to get my own shit together. And that's fine. And that's okay. Your business, maybe your business is struggling. I know there's some people in the Apex where what do I do with this business? They're at crossroads. And there's people that have built communities. Even myself, I was like, I thought my community went a different space, but I'm at a crossroads. And who are we serving, and what's the point? So the goal is, in all of this, as you're embracing AI, no matter where you're at in the journey, is not to become another gimmicky personal brand, but I want you to think about crafting something enduring. Okay. That's what I'm going to be pushing people towards, something purposeful that leaves a positive mark on those around you. Right. So is this a new model for impact? I think it is, or at least there are a handful of people that are doing this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the only one, but there needs to be more people doing that. So the Apex program, am I going to give you tools? Am I going to give you strategies to help you run your business better? Of course. Of course, it connects the dots between technology, human creativity, and lasting change. That's what I'm more concerned about, the lasting change. So imagine in 6 months where not only we learn to leverage AI to amplify all the tools, the strategies, the tips, the tactics, the techniques, streamlining operations, and opening up new possibilities. But I want you to imagine that using that knowledge that you gain, not just for yourself, but applying it to high impact projects that affect entire industries and organizations and people and communities. Too often, we as creators, and I've been guilty of this over the last 15 years, to replicate what seems to be working for others, just getting content templates, getting the same marketing tricks, the engagement tactics, all of that. And we do that, and I'm guilty of this, without ever really tapping into the deeper, more profound capabilities that this modern technology is offering us. And I don't think people fully realize what it is offering. I am guilty of being a reality copycat instead of being a reality creator. And so the shift to Apex is to get into that and pushing myself into the reality creator. I don't want to be stuck in this cycle of shallow content production. Rather, I want to start making sure that all of it is meaningful creation. So the real opportunity that lies in using AI is to not to duplicate, but to innovate. The ability and the opportunity to innovate is unlike anything we've ever seen before. The ability for everybody to become an innovator is more available to all. All of us have the ability now to explore these new directions, to craft these unique solutions that genuinely move the needle. And so I want Apex to be about breaking free from that cycle. It's about positioning yourself not as an authority simply for the sake of monetizing and gaining attention, but to become a strategic leader in a larger sense. Someone that builds new pathways or people that build new pathways of value, a true collaborator who transforms industries, communities, and others. By embracing this mindset of innovation, collaboration, you're going to learn how to leverage AI in a way that adds depth and meaning, of course, to yourself, to your work, and ultimately creating more than just financial success, which will happen, which will come, but it's about creating an enduring legacy. And I don't think that is cheesy. I think that's a worthy goal. It's shifting or breaking free. And I don't blame anybody from focusing on a personal brand, because the idea of a personal brand has merits for sure. But for most of us, for a lot of us, it becomes a limitation. It becomes a box that it's hard to break out of. So as the pilot of Apex, I'm going to encourage people to see beyond that, okay? To push beyond creating a brand that just produces consistent but uninspired content, which we're all guilty of, but moving towards creating your life's work. And think about that. That means constantly evolving. That means avoiding stagnation. And that means never settling for the churn of a quick buck and instead focusing on long-term impact. Okay. So when we evolve into collaborators, when we start working together and not just focusing on our brand, you need to create a brand. Don't get me wrong. We open ourselves up to the possibilities far beyond that initial spark that got you out of that stand and got you into that arena, that made you pick up that camera, that made you write that blog post, that made you create that funnel, that made you create that ebook, whatever the case, that course. I want you, it's far beyond that spark now. So this evolution is about AI, but most importantly, it's about the relationships with other new creators, the relationships with the new technologies, the relationships with the industries, the organizations that need fresh perspectives, because people, they are so hungry for it. Okay, you know that. So collaboration becomes the key to expanding our reach, our impact, which enables us to create projects that are larger than anything we could ever achieve alone. Okay, so when you joined Apex, and for the people that have rejoined, I don't know if you've thought of this. This vision has always been inside of me, and I'm trying to explain it to you now. So, of course, I want you to create your own unique brand that's important to you. And that Apex journey is certainly going to begin there by gaining clarity around your own individual journey on how to wield AI to serve your individual goals. But at the end of 6 months, I want you to think about this, and I'm planting the seed. I've already talked to a lot of those individuals that are in there, and I think they get it. But I'm going to emphasize this now with more clarity and with more impact, that this becomes an opportunity for you, if you're in Apex, to partner on high-value projects, the kind that require not just competence, okay, but a hunger to reshape the landscape. And you may think that I'm crazy, but I think we have to focus on those old cliche adage, those big, hairy, audacious goals, right? The one thing that I learned when people joined as founding members is I found so many remarkable people, and I've interacted with so many, and I would be shaming the universe and the angels if I did not pursue this desire to reshape the landscape. So I want to picture yourself, and this is for the 7 people that are in right now, but this is also for if you consider joining and the people that eventually join. So picture yourself developing AI solutions for major corporations, for nonprofits, for organizations, for government initiatives. I don't care. Creating revolutionary products for the next wave of startups, or contributing to any kind of groundbreaking initiative. I think we have to focus on that, because if we just focus on creating commoditized tips and tricks and tactics, then you'll just get eaten up because it's changing so fast. So you have to tap into this thing up here that gets unleashed with this transformation, and think beyond that. I've got to push myself to think beyond it. So this transformation goes well beyond branding, and instead it starts to become creating a body of work that stands the test of time. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what those products will be, but I do want it to impact not just an audience, but also our peers and the other collaborators that are around it. And so when you join Apex, I think a lot of clients can get in the traditional thinking, oh, it's going to be one-on-one coaching. It's going to be work in solving these problems. I get it. And there's certainly that aspect of it, but that's the student part of it. But if you get involved in Apex and you pour your life into it, as I'm going to pour my life into you, and I will pour my life into you, that is a guarantee, you're going to go from student to strategic partner. Okay, so the real measure of growth isn't just what we learn, it's what we do with that knowledge. And so that's where the Apex journey, where I'm going to push myself and I'm going to push everybody that's in Apex to take you from just theory to impactful action. So after that foundational 6 months, nothing is going to make me happier. You don't have to if you don't want to. But the goal is to stand shoulder to shoulder with you and partner up, and to move from just being observers and learners, or observer learners, to collaborators, innovators, right? To go from observer and learners to collaborators and innovators. Does that make sense? And so this is where the true magic happens, I think. And this is what the power or the purpose behind Apex, as I thought through this. And so when we have this opportunity to move from mastering AI tools, which we will do, but now we're joining forces on high stakes projects, playing a role in the industry. That's the purpose of Apex, right? Playing a role in industry shaping ventures, whatever that industry may be. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how it's going to look like, but that's the vision that I have. And so the Apex experience is designed to elevate you as the individual into strategic roles where your input helps shape real world solutions. And if not us, then who? Why not us? Why not me? And why not the group of people around it? Why not? And so that means engaging in projects that matter, projects that not only build businesses, but also addresses some of the most pressing challenges that are facing different sectors today. I don't know what those all are, but they're there and they will always be there. And so this shift from being a student to becoming a strategic partner is what ultimately is going to allow you to make the leap from gaining value to creating value on a larger scale. So Kara McHugh, who was the first person that signed up in here, I think she gets this. She understands. She understands what I'm talking about. She's helped me articulate some of this. And she even said that Apex just wasn't about boosting her business with AI, but it's about opening doors that she didn't even realize were there. And so she's moved from, and if you would have known her 12 months ago, I didn't know her those 12 months ago, but the way she described herself and how AI has transformed her life, she's a living testament to the transformation that can happen to one individual. And that's where the clarity comes in, because she went from knowledge to influence and she's moving there. She's just getting started. She's moved from capability to action. And her story is a testament how that transformation, the journey, can go well beyond just learning tips and tactics of AI and really starting to be a contribution. So this is, and if you've made it this far into this video, this 19 minutes into this thing now, this is an invitation. If you stuck with me this far, then God bless you. Maybe you're somebody that would be a good fit, because we do find ourselves at a crossroads. I find myself at a personal crossroads with where am I taking this brand? Well, this is where I want to take it. And it goes well beyond, again, or stopping and getting away from the repeat cycles of creating shallow brands and pumping out templated content. But I want to choose to aim higher. And I want people that see that and want to aim higher as well. I want people who can create, not just be content, not just content, and not just be content with creating content, but systems, transformations, and communities that have impact, right? And so Apex isn't about, isn't it, well, Apex is all about choosing that higher aim, right? It's a call to step out into a future where the work isn't just a series of tasks, but it's a cohesive, impactful narrative that aligns with your values and your vision. And I want people to stand shoulder to shoulder because I can't do it by myself. I can't. And so I want to go beyond leveraging AI, not just as a means to an end, but as a tool to expand all of our capabilities in ways that we can't even imagine. We don't even know where it's going to take us. I want us to think beyond that. It's about investing in systems. It's about investing in people. It's about investing in processes that multiply our productivity, developing products that address people's needs, of course. But it's also about fostering communities that inspire others to take bold actions. I don't have much time left on this planet, in relative terms. I'm entering the fourth quarter, and I want to be bold, and I want to build something that matters and contributes meaningfully to not only myself, but to others, most importantly. So if you're ready not just to learn, you'll learn all that. You'll learn all the tips, tactics, and techniques, but I want you to be concerned about transforming. And when I've said that I've been transformed, I want people to experience the same transformation. I'm still on that transformative journey. I don't want you to just build a business. I will show you how to build your business for sure. But I want you to be a part of this because I want to help you create your life's work. Okay. So this is your invitation. If you've made it this far, there are 3 spots left for this first cohort. And these spots are for those who don't just want to survive in the AI-driven future, this revolution that we're experiencing, but those who want to lead it. Okay. And to contribute to something bigger. This isn't for everybody. And I want you to be a part of this if you want to set a new standard for what it means to be a creator, a collaborator, and an innovator. And so the journey begins now. It's already started. And there are 3 spots left if you want to be a part of it. So will you join me? Go to aininja.pro/apex. You can fill out an application. We'll have a talk and we'll see if it's right for you. Okay? I hope to see you on the inside.